this one is for a friend of mine back in Seattle. It's called Broken Tattoo. Her eyes are broken. She doesn't see the world the way she should, since the convexity of tears tends to blur and distort. And he was there tonight. That silver-tongued devil she calls boyfriend, he uses his words to make her believe he still loves her without actually having to say so, and without actually having to do so. Her lips are broken for not being able to say no, for not saying all the things she should, not telling him to go, but her hands are broken too and can't stop his. The wrecking ball fists he calls hands, giving her eyes as black as flightless crows. She knows her wings don't work anymore and her legs can only run, but she never learned how to stand. Instead, she balances on bathroom sinks. Razors and fingertips too broken to put them down. She keeps laying those shallow cuts into her skin, trying to remind her body what it feels like to heal. And her tears remain nameless, uncounted, and lost in his fate. But she transcribes every set of scars into her arm like they were stamped with a date. February 2nd, March 20th, April 23rd, June 12th. That one was her birthday. She doesn't like having to explain the bandages and bruises with a half-hearted, broken corner smile, so she wears long-sleeved turtlenecks and those dark aviator sunglasses to hide what he had done to her and what she keeps doing to herself. But if you peel off her jeans, strip away the heavy sweaters and everything she uses to hide behind, like the combined layers of sadness and sarcasm, you'll see the only tattoo not stamped in black and blue by his needled fist. You'll see the word beautiful on her hip. She got written in reverse. So when she looks at her body, naked in the mirror, she'll try not to hate herself so much. This girl in glass image, fragile as a vase, who just breaks so easily. But every morning, she looks at her wrists and whispers, "Forgive me," wondering if today will be one of those days she gives birth to new scars, new endless chasms of despair, new reasons to fade into the ether of the air. She wants to have another word, maybe love, written across her wrist, but she can't bear to let anyone else touch them because she carries her arms like the Bibles that still remember, razor blade angels, and they're the last thing she prays to after he's done sowing seeds of the same tattoo. The blue flower bruises blooming over her skin. He comes to her, arms cocked with the pistol thread of his palms, shooting bullet-tipped fingers, splitting cheekbone from jaw while she stands there, accepting his anger the way mountains accept avalanche or river stones accepting erosion. And no one's shown her what could be, so all she knows is that maybe this is what it means to love. So when the claws are pulling at her chest, reaching in to feel if her heart's still beating, she's bleeding instead, carrying all that weight alone. She is ashamed and broken like a mind with Alzheimer's that has forgotten how to love herself and how beautiful she is and how she deserves so much more. And this deluge of tears flooding waves into the gravity of her riptide eyes as proof of how heavy the emptiness can sometimes be. She deserves to be free, to take back her bruised and battered body that has suffered enough. Once the storm clouds of her eyes break, instead of pouring down rain into the needless apologies she makes with slit veins, her hands will one day remember the feeling of finally healing, so she'll be strong enough to push him back through the exit doors of her life into the gutter memory where he belongs. And hopefully soon she'll finally figure out that she doesn't need words on her hips or reminders on her wrists to remember that even at her worst, she is still this amazing human being. This graffitied portrait of a girl so broken, but still beautiful. Thanks.